All right, the last process out of this lesson is working with evaluations. And the key thing to remember is with evaluations, you have to include, if there's ever negatives, you have to write those down. Now today we're going to be working with multiplication. So we're going to start by putting numbers in parentheses. I think it makes it easier to look at. So here we've got n was worth 5. So I have 5. I'm going to put in parentheses my p and then put my little squared on the outside. So p was worth -8 and then squared. Now I follow orders of operation. So do I have parentheses? Yes, I do, but really it's just identifying an integer. Excuses exponents. So now I'm going to go ahead and simplify my exponents. So we're working orders of operation also. So here it's grouped together. So even number of negatives would be a positive answer. 8 times 8 is 64. So now I have 64 and I have 5 still sitting out here. Now, if you want to use your calculator to finish this out, I'm okay with that. I'm not checking, can you do 64 times 5? I'm checking, are you able to substitute in? Can you work with those negatives and follow orders of operation? So 64 times 5 is going to give me 320. You should have ended up with a positive 320 because both of these were positive numbers. Okay, so let's try another one. Key thing is here is that you're substituting in correctly. Okay, so 2 times m plus p squared. So make sure that when you're doing this, put your replacement of m in a parenthesis, and here's why. Because if I write this out like this, 2, and then I write m as -2, that looks like 2 minus 2, when really it is 2 times -2. Okay, so it's probably very good practice to put everything in your parentheses. Plus p is worth -8, and then squared. Okay, so now we're going to simplify it. Please is parentheses. Our parentheses here are just identifying integers. Excuses exponents. So we're going to go ahead and simplify this part. Okay, so even number, it's going to be positive. 8 squared is 64. And I'm just writing everything down. Please is done. Excuse is done. My dear is multiply, divide. Here's multiplying. So 2 times -2. 2 times 2 is 4. There's one negative, so it's -4. And then it's still plus 64. So now we're jumping back to lesson 2 of adding integers. So here I have different symbols. Find the difference. So I'm going to subtract. So the subtraction would be 60. Apply the larger sign. 64 was larger, so you should have ended up with positive 60 here. Okay, go ahead, pause your video, and run through both of these really quickly. Okay, so here's the work. So -2 squared times p was -8 plus m was -2 times n is 5. Okay. So you should have gotten -42. And then on this one, should have gotten 80. Okay, just keep practicing at these, plug away, check yourself if you're not getting your answers correctly.